Hey, Facebook, how you doing? YouTube, Instagram. Hey, this is Yahoo Shalom, aka Twan, aka Credit Financial and Credit Expert, Credit Education Educator. Um, I'm getting today because I want y'all to understand something. Today, we're dealing with a virtuous woman, right? That's what we're dealing with today. So, a virtuous woman. It says it's precious more better than rubies. And a virtuous woman is what Yahuwah would say as a good wife, you know, a good person that a good companion for your mate. You know what I mean? But we're gonna let the scriptures define it, right? They're gonna have to let the scriptures define it because on the whole aspect, a lot of people fail to realize on this topic of what's going on, right? So let's just break this down, okay? So I'm gonna share my screen, and I already got I already got it up already, right? So from this is the King James Bible Index. Um, you can probably find it. You know, they got. This is the best way to bring the Bible to you to the point that it easily got stronger quarter numbers in it. So that's a good thing about it. All right, so we're going to Genesis 12, 11, 12. So this is dealing with the verses 1, 12, right? And we're going to go down to, we're going to read 11 and 12. It says, it came to pass when he was coming near to enter into Egypt that he said unto Sarah, his wife, behold, now I know that thou art a fair woman to look upon. Therefore it shall come to pass when the Egyptians shall see thee, that they shall say, this is his wife, and they will kill me. By they will save thee alive. So you look at the whole aspect, okay. Now we're looking at the aspect of what they're talking about. And we're going to break this down. The Hebrew word for it um is ilaha, ilaha, isha allow. That's what it is. Isha allow. All right. So we're going to, that's what the virtuous woman is. Isha allow. So now we're going to Proverbs 31, 10 through 31. So let's go to Proverbs, right? Go to Proverbs 31, right? 10 through 31. Okay. It says, who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband does safety, trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. Okay, it says she will do him good and not evil all the days of his life. It says she seek woe and flex and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like a merchant ship. She bringeth her fools from afar. She raised also well. It is ye night, and gives meat to her household, and a um, virtuous to her maids. She um, amazed. She considers a field and buyeth it with the fruits of her hands. She plants a vineyard. She gathers her she gathers her loins with strength and strengthen her arms. She perceiveth that her what's that merging is is good. Her candle goes not out by night. And the candle is symbolic of the spirit of the Ruach. Okay, so go out by night. It says she layeth her hands to her spindle, and her hands and her hands hold the drift. She stretches out her hands to the poor. Yea, she searches forth her hands not to needy, not to needy. She is not of a afraid of snow, for her household, for all her household are clothed with what um scarlet. All right, so hold on one second. Let me get it right for you. Right for you. Hold on one second. I want to keep doing that. Finish this up. All right, so basically, go slow. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this over again. We're going to start at 10. Probably 10. No, 12, 10. That's 12, 10. Proverbs 12, 10. Okay, 12, 10. Okay, so I'm going to let it play. Y'all pay attention. We're going to go far along on here. We'll go back up to 10. Hold on. Go back up to 10. We're going to start from there. All right. That's probably okay. Here we go.
A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. He that tilleth his land shall be satisfied with bread, but he that followeth vain person.
That's not it. Hold on. Sorry, that's the wrong one. Sorry. 1:10. Sorry. Here we go. Here we go. All right, so here we go. Sorry about that.
Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant ships, she bringeth her food from afar. She riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household and a portion to her maidens. She considereth a field, and buyeth it with the fruit of her hands she planteth a vineyard. She girdeth her loins with strength, and strengtheneth her arms. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good, her candle goeth not out by night. She layeth her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold the distaff. She stretcheth out her hand to the poor, yea, she reacheth forth her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry, her clothing is silk and purple. Her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land. She maketh fine linen, and selleth it, and delivereth girdles unto the merchant. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. Her children arise up, and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praiseth her. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates. Ecclesiastes chapter 1.
Okay. So, in the whole aspect of what's going on, this is what's telling us what a virtuous woman is. Proverbs 31, 10 through 31 shows you in that aspect of what a virtuous woman is. Hold on 1 second. Get back to where I was at. I just had to bring it out so y'all can get it clearly. Okay, so we're going to break this down. Okay, so we're going to break this down. Okay, in the whole aspect, I want y'all to understand my whole goal of this situation is so y'all can get understanding, right? I want y'all to get understanding because I want you to understand is what's going on. How a woman, and not all women act like this, and I know they strive for perfection, and I know everybody has problems and that, but if they follow the law, statutes, and commandments, they follow what Yahuwah is telling them. They listen to the Ruha. They listen to their husbands. If they listen, the first thing people fail to realize, the woman had to be a husband to Yahuwah before they could be a husband to you. I mean, they have to love Yahuwah more than they love you. And if they love Yahuwah more than they love you, then they know what love is because Yahuwah is love. You feel me? So this is what we're talking about. So we're going to deal with a certain topic. We're only going to do a couple topics because I just came through a little bit. I'm not going to do the whole lesson that I did. Just going to be some things that you have to, I'm going to touch on. The first thing we're going to matter is marriage command. Okay, marriage command. Okay, so you have to understand what's really going on, right? Okay, so we're going to marriage command, and this will be in Ruth, in the book of Ruth. Esther, book of Ruth, right? We're gonna do book of Ruth, and we're gonna do chapter 1, verse 9. Chapter 1, verse 9, right? Right here it says, Yahuwah grant you that you may find rest, each of you in the house, her husband, Then she kissed them, and they lifted up the voice and wept. Okay, so what? Let's break this down, right? So it says, Yahuwah grant you that ye means you may find rest. So you have to find rest in her presence, right? So it says, each of you in the house of her husband. Okay, so it has to be peaceful in the house. He says, then she kissed them and they lifted up. So when she give you a kiss, you have all joy, all happiness. And their voice and wept. What that means, weep, that means in the simple fact of, you were so excited and so happy to be around this person because she do so much goodness for you and she treats you right and treats you with respect. This is one of the virtues of how to being a virtuous woman is. This is what a first woman would do. All right, so we're going to go to the next one, which is Proverbs 18:22. So we're going to do it kind of like a repeat. So we're going to go to Proverbs, and we're going to do chapter 18:22. We're going to do 22, 18:22. It says, who findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtaining favor of Yahuwah. So whoever finds a wife, or if a woman finds a husband, finds a good thing. And it says, obtaining favor with Yahuwah. So you would turn favor with Yahuwah with your mate, because y'all both on the same boat. Y'all follow the same thing. Y'all faith is strong together. You know what I mean? It's good when you're apart, but it's great when y'all together because y'all in one union, one flesh. You feel me? All right, so, and it's going to go back to the part of, we're going back to Proverbs, going back to Proverbs 10 again, because we got a thing that I want to say. 31, 10 to 12. Okay, so it says, who can find a virtuous woman? Remember, a virtuous woman, for she is more precious. She is precious. And she found a virtuous woman, for her price is far above rubies. And it says, then her heart of her husband doeth safety, trust in her, so that her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. He won't have to spoil it because, they're in one accord. It says, she will do him good and not evil all the days of his life. She will sustain him. She will, give him encouragement to do better. She will make sure he's good, make sure nothing is bothering him. She will be his mate. She will be his kindness when he comes home. Because a man don't want to come home to he don't want to come home to no craziness. He don't want to come home to no foolishness, you feel me? He don't want that. If he have to leave, he leave home and go to work and he deal with all type of craziness at work. But when he come home, he want to come home to peace. You feel me? That's what he wants. All men. All right, so we're gonna go back and we're gonna go to Hebrews 13:4. So let's go to Hebrews 13:4 because it's breaking us down as to what the virtuous one was. So we're going to Hebrews 13:4. All right. 13, chapter 4, verse 4. verse 4. It says, marriage is a honorable in all, and the bed undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers, Yahuwah will judge. You see what I'm saying? This is all about in the marriage. This is all about being married. This is about how marriage command. This is how you're supposed to act in marriage. This is what's supposed to be conspired in marriage by the attainment of the virtuous woman. Okay? So we're gonna go to asceticism rebuke, and we're gonna touch on it because it need to be touched on. And we're gonna stop right there too, because on the whole aspect, we ain't going too deep in it because I don't, some people don't, some people have problems because this right here is finna shock you. All right. Asceticism rebuke. Okay, so we're gonna go to First Timothy 4:3. Okay, so let's go back. First Timothy 4, verse 3, right here. It says, forbidding to marry and commanding to abstain from meat, which Yahuwah has created to be received with thanksgiving of them which believe in knowing the truth. So I want you to understand something. Understanding, it says forbidding to marry. Okay, you're not supposed to marry. Okay, and commanding to abstain from meat. Okay, from meat. I want you to understand what that means. Meats. Listen, this is what a woman supposed to do. Meats. I want you to listen to that. Meats which Yahuwah has created to be received with thanksgiving of them which believe and know the truth. You don't supposed to go out there being on doorknob, man. A woman is only supposed to be with one man their whole entire life. Sustain from meats. Deal with the meat that you got. It's best to deal with the person that you know than the person that you don't. Okay, so deal with the devil that you know. And y'all work that out, man. Admit when you wrong. Admit when be a light for your Isha so she can shine brightly. Don't be up there trying to abuse her, mistreat her and stuff like that. That's not what Yahweh will teach. You will be condemned for that. I'm telling you, He's gonna judge you for that. Okay. He always tell you, man, love your wife like Yeshua loves the ecclesia. So, which means ecclesia means the congregation. Okay, so the people. So do right now. Do right. All right, so we're gonna go to the next one, which is still in First Timothy 5:14 and 15. Right? All right, so we'll go back. And we're still in First Timothy 5:14 and 15. Okay. It says right here, it says, I will therefore that the younger woman marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occurrences to the adversary, to speak reproachful For some are already turned aside after Satan. Hmm. Now, did you hear that? It says, for some are already turned aside after Satan. And what that means is that you're going to have your mindset is to yourself. Your mindset is to be selfish. It's not of being a kind of Yahuwah, not kind to your husband. You out there think, I hear people always talk about this, say, oh, I'm not going to date a man if he ain't got 7 figures, or I ain't going to date a man if he's not making, if you're making 40,000 and I'm making 100,000, we can't work. You know what I mean? That's that what you call that what we just talked about. I just talked about that yesterday. You think you're equal to the man. You think I'm equal. A man is 100% responsible for the woman. Okay, so if a man is 100%, not 50%, not 30, 100%. And a lot of men out here is not doing their job, but it's not up to you to condemn them and tell them like that. Your job is to go into that closet and pull out to thy father, and he will war thee openly, because you're supposed to have your war room. Your fight is not with the man. Your fight is with the enemy. Remember that. Which his name is Gadriel. We rebuke it in the name, rebuke that name in the name of Yeshua. But Gadriel is his name. Not Lucifer, not the devil. The word devil just means adversary. They call it Ha Satan, means the Satan, the adversary. But his name is Gadriel. So I want y'all to understand this is real, man. Can't be playing like this, man. This is not nowhere to be playing, right? So I want you just to understand the truth. That's all. I'm just coming to deliver the message. Man, love your wife as Yeshua loved the church or the ecclesia and gave his life up for it. Woman, be a virtuous woman to your man. Stay with your man. Don't go out there looking for different meats. Stay with the meat you got. And love Yahuwah. And Yahuwah will blossom your relationship if you follow his law, statutes, and commandments. Because you will not see the kingdom. When something happens and the father returns, he's not coming to talk to you. He's going to come talk to the husband. The husband will be judged how his thing. So you don't have to worry about if he's going to get dealt with, because he's going to get dealt with. Nothing being unpunished. Every man is going to be punished. But the father will forgive them as they enter the kingdom. At least they're going to make to the kingdom. But if you don't follow the law, statutes, commandments, you won't make it to the kingdom. I had to talk to a friend and let her know that today. So I want you to understand, love Yahuwah. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. This is Yahuwah Shalom, aka Twan, signing off. Bringing it back to the sinful. Signing off. Shalom.